It's been a while since we've sharpened the chisels and plane blades here in the Woodsmith shop, and you can definitely tell their performance is suffering. So I thought I'd break out the sharpening stones and touch up the edges. The only thing though is that there's a couple of things you need to do to keep your water stones or sharpening stones in top shape. And I want to run through a few of those for you today. So the first thing is that over time when you use a sharpening stone to hone your chisels, the center section of the stone can get dished out just from the natural abrasion from running the tool back and forth across it. You can check to see whether the stone has a dip in it by just holding a straight edge across the stone in different places. And I have a slight concavity in here that I need to flatten out. Now there's a few approaches you can take to flattening your water stones. You can buy a dedicated flattening stone that is made of a ceramic and has these grooves in it to help carry away the gunk as you flatten the water stone. The issue though is that these flattening stones will themselves go out of flat over time, so you have to flatten those. And that just seems like a lot of extra maintenance. Another good option is to use a diamond stone. Now this is just a steel plate. For this you want to use a pretty coarse grit. This one's 250 grit. So it's a real flat steel plate with industrial diamonds impregnated on the top. What's nice about these is that the diamonds last a long time and the steel's going to stay flat. But you can go with a slightly more economical route because the diamond stones can get a little pricey. And you can use ordinary wet-dry silicon carbide sandpaper and just use some spray adhesive and attach it to a flat surface. Here I'm using some melamine covered particle board. Now you want to be able to gauge your progress as you're doing this. So I usually take a pencil and make some scribbles all the way across the surface. This way, as I'm going along, I can gauge my progress because as I rub the stone back and forth on the sandpaper, I can flip it over and see where I still need to work. Once all the pencil marks are gone and I have a lighter, smooth surface, I know that I'm done. So let's get started. All you need to do is apply even pressure to the stone. And then rub it around in a circular motion. Then you can flip it over. And you can see that this stone is actually in pretty decent shape. There's still some pencil marks here and then down here. So with just a little bit more scrubbing, I should be able to finish this up. There you can see it didn't really take all that long to get a nice, smooth, clean surface on here. You can see that the colors changed a little bit, revealing fresh abrasive. Now, depending on the condition of your stone, you may wear out the sandpaper. It's just a matter of peeling it off and replacing it with a new sheet. But more or less, it should take a short amount of time to get this done. Now, one of the things you'll notice is that when you address the surfaces of your stone, you can end up with really crisp, sharp edges on the stone, and that can be a problem because you can see on the back side of this one it's fractured a little bit because it's so fragile on those edges. So once you're done, what I like to do is run the stone at an angle all the way around. And even on the side corners. Just to chamfer them a little bit. Now I'm not looking for something that looks like it came off of a router bit, but I just want to ease those edges a little bit to protect them and keep them from chipping away. Now on a stone like this, it's also a good idea to mark and do the backside because then you can use both faces of the stone. Chances are though, you probably have more than one water stone. And if you do that, you can actually flatten your other water stone using the one that you just flattened. So what I like to do is start with the coarsest stone that I have, flatten that, and then I'll take the next grit up and I'll do the same thing where I'll scribble pencil lines all around the surface. And I'll use the stone that I've just flattened now as the medium to flatten the next grit. you'll work in a circular fashion just like you did before. Then you can check the surface, and you can see I still have some areas along in here. There you go. Now, just like before, I'm going to ease the edges of the stone. And once I get these cleaned off, both of these stones will be ready for use, and I can finally get these tools all sharpened up. Now, if you stay on top of this, this doesn't have to be a chore. And in less than 5 minutes, you can have your sharpening stones with a fresh, smooth edge and know that you're going to get the best results out of them. So if you haven't done it in a while, get your Waterstones out and flatten them up. You're sure to know the difference pretty quickly.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed that video tip, be sure to subscribe to the Woodsmith Shop channel. Now, every week we're adding great woodworking tips and woodworking videos. All you have to do is hit the bell to be notified. Plus, you'll find project plans and downloads in the description below.